Welcome back, everyone, to the San Francisco Giants franchise. And in last video, we had the opening day walk-off single by Heliot Ramos and Logan Webb's amazing outing. And we did a little bit of scouting before the video had ended. We're here to try to pick up a little bit in this video. Hopefully, get quite a few quite a few things done. Uh, we're gonna leave out of that as we wind up taking out the Mets right there, tying up that series 2-2. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna. I gotta. Yeah, I gotta change this. And we wind up winning that game in Philly, taking that one 2-1. But you know, we're gonna try to get quite a few things done. We need to not pick up the pace because obviously this just started, but definitely want to keep the pace at a pretty good one. As kind of see what these two prospects right here, Emilio Polanco and Nino Pina, is gonna look like. Pina is gonna definitely not be the top-ranked pitcher that we thought he was gonna be. Still gonna be a pretty solid one, but maybe not there. As our scout actually discovered David Morillo, and he is projected to be not ranked, but in our scouting system, he is currently the number 3 ranked player. Take a look at what he's got. His hits per nine are at a solid start. His strikeouts per nine doesn't really get righties as much as lefties, so something to think about. And his home runs per nine is pretty low, but his control, clutch, and stamina looks to be at a pretty solid start right there. The pitch qualities are gonna be kind of mediocre to start. It looks like his sweeping curve is gonna be the best pitch he's got. It's not a high velo pitcher, but we could definitely look at him due to being a discovered prospect. And we're going to take a look at some of these right fielders. Carmen Chavez looks to have really good fielding, speed, 80 to 99 speed, so he's pretty much guaranteed to be pretty fast. The arm talent's there. He's got solid power as well as some pretty solid contact and clutch skills, so definitely somebody to look at. And then there's Lorenzo Del Velar, I believe is how you pronounce that. Another guy with it's a pretty wide margin of arm strength to kind of look at right there. The speed's pretty marginal as well, with the stealing being kind of high up there to start at least. And the fielding's solid, a lot of power, and the contact skills are definitely gonna need a lot to improve on, especially as he develops. But so it's like a high upside player if he turns out to be what we think he can be. And almost flipped around with uh, our last prospect that we had just took a look at.
All right, just to continue where we last left off. It's been a minute. Um, it's been like a whole day since like the first 4 minutes of the that episode. Um, we're gonna take a look at Jacob McCann. I like the high upside for contact, as well as his fielding abilities and his arm accuracy to maybe be up there. Um, we don't need much of a power hitter out there in right field. I feel like we just really need contact out there right now. Just gonna keep the player interest the same as they were before. But yeah, why not? How many is down? One's down. We're gonna jump right into this game right here. Ryan Walker trying to close out against the Orioles here. Adley Rutschman's, I believe it's at 2 for 3. Again, I'm at the disengage. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't know why that happens every single time. Got to try to put out Adley here. Don't blow a save game for Ryan Walker. Got a backdoor slider on this 0-2 count. And we do exactly that. He is going to challenge it, but I'm more than positive to say that it touched the zone. Nasty pitch right there by Ryan Walker. Now Leody Taveras, who just last night against the Dodgers, I was watching that disgusting catch he had on the wall. He had to jump up on the wall to get a catch right there. As Taveras is actually going to challenge this one right here. And this one also clips the zone. Try to see if we can get him to chase away. He chases, but it is weak contact. Nothing that Jung-Hoo Lee can't handle for the 3rd out. Ryan Walker comes out for the 1-run save right there. Looked like it was a Logan Webb start. Looking to the scouting. Looks like David Morillo is going to be a really good prospect. Just not quite the as high as we thought, obviously. But still looks very good from what we see here. His pitching quality is going to be pretty solid, especially his sweeping curve and slider from the get-go. And then his hits per nines are going to look pretty solid. The K per nine per righty, like we knew that going into it, but that's okay. His home runs per nine is going to be fairly low, so I mean that's probably going to be another huge issue. But his clutch and stamina looks pretty solid. So I mean I wouldn't mind taking him later on in the rounds, as hopefully nobody really discovers him. So we actually did discover some more prospects. He's got quite high velo. The quality ain't there for like any of his pitches, but it looks like his hits per nine versus lefties is pretty high, and the stamina is kind of mediocre at best. Not exactly a what you would think. I don't know. It's not intriguing me enough right there. How old is he? 18. Okay. Giancarlo Rodriguez looks like he kind of intrigues me a little bit. It's a pretty huge margin between each one, so there's no guarantees that he's going to be a good player. But I think what could be a really good prospect here, the quality for all of his pitches looks like it's going to be there, if not now, in the future. And he's got pretty good velocity. His home runs per nine's at a pretty solid state to start. His control is pretty solid. The clutch rating is pretty low, so somebody who's definitely gonna bend and probably break in situations where he's allowing too many runners on. And his stamina could be an issue. So, I mean, if it comes down to it, he could be in the long relief role coming down onto it. And what we see right here from Jacob McCann, it's kind of what I thought I would see. So I'm going to allow us to take dive deeper into it. And for this, I'm going to edit the scouting assignment. Scout position, and we're going to do international right there. instead of trying to discover more, we're gonna try to scout as we somehow win the series against the Dodgers, out of all teams. San Francisco always shows up against those guys for some reason. As Jacob McCann's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be like who we thought he was gonna be. If he falls to us, like, could be worth a shot at taking. I'm kind of intrigued by some of these center fielders because they are pretty high rated. Especially Mitchell Ham so far. The potential looks like it's going to be pretty high regardless. And the overall looks like it's actually going to also be up there to start. His fielding ability is pretty solid. The speed is excellent. And, he can steal some bags. Has solid contact, not a whole lot of power. No arm accuracy. I think you just know what you're getting out of Mitchell Ham right there. So we're gonna try to take a look at him. Daniel Susek just faced injury. As we are done with the first month of baseball. Okay, so starting with the pitching, we'll see who's actually excelling first. Sam Hinchitz is actually excelling a lot after that grand slam he allowed to Cody Bellinger. Looks like he's improving quite a bit in some areas. His stamina has gone down a little bit, but that's okay. So you can see he's got a 0.78 whip with a 1.08 ERA, 13 strikeouts and 16 and 2/3 innings pitched. That's pretty solid right there, and has held 4 times. Next best pitcher, it looks like so far, has been Logan Webb. To be expected. After 42 and 2/3, has a 2-2 win-loss, so doesn't look like his team's really doing much to help him, obviously. 40 strikeouts, a 1.9 ERA, a 1.31 whip. The whip's gone up a little bit, and his home runs per 9 have gone down a little bit too. Gonna see how many home runs he's allowed, but doesn't look too bad so far. Has a .5 WAR so far. What's his FIP at? The FIP's kind of up there right now, so it's a lot of contact coming off the bat, but that's okay. And I want to see the home runs. 8 home runs. Ryan Walker, .7 WHIP with a 2.3 ERA, 17 strikeouts, and has 7 saves so far in the season. Pretty much every single win we've gotten, outside of 4 of them. Caleb Killen is doing pretty good right now with the 2.6 ERA. Kind of keep on scrolling down. Trevor McDonald's doing pretty good for his rookie season. And then it's a pretty huge drop off from here, as Eric Miller at a 5.82 ERA, 6.0 for Bevins. Robbie Ray struggling a lot. He's gone down in overall already, as is. And Gregory Santos and Landon Rupp. Yeah, Santos is struggling a lot. As we'll see through batting average, who Jesus Rodriguez seems to be doing the best so far. Rookie catcher, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, minimal at bats. So he's been splitting time over there with Susek, but it seems like Susek's been struggling a bit. Bryce Eldridge, another rookie, already has 2 home runs, 9 RBIs with a 309 batting average. So he's doing pretty solid as well. We actually got quite a bit of players actually performing pretty well when it comes to at least average-wise. John Huli at 270, Adames at 250. Rafael Devers seems to be struggling so far to start the season. His contact and power ratings against the righties have gone down a little bit. Harrison Bader's heating up, but seems to be at a struggling point so far throughout the month. Casey Schmidt hasn't had it so far, and Susak definitely hasn't had it. So I'm gonna make the lineup decision. Uh, where is he? Jesus Rodriguez, sorry, is gonna be taking in as the starting catcher for now, and we're gonna have Susak kind of sit down and just cool off a little bit. Maybe he could bring it back eventually. And yeah, Rafael Devers is struggling. Obviously, you can't take out Rafi yet. It's just too valuable. Trying to see if he could play anywhere else. Left and right field. Elliot Ramos has been doing good. Jung-Hoo Lee's been doing really good too. So can't take any of those guys out yet. So for now, Bryce Eldridge is gonna just kind of sit on the bench because we're not taking out Rafi. We just can't. So we're gonna take a look at some of our scouting. And it looks like Michael Hamm is exactly what we thought he was gonna be. Dipped a little bit in overalls, but not too drastic of a change. Might have to look into second basemans. It is one of our, with Casey Schmidt being there right now, it's definitely one of the main positions that we might want to try to help with. So we are actually we're gonna try to help with that. So we're gonna go at infield, international. Hopefully it can help us a little bit. Gonna allow that game to simulate. Man, we're currently sitting at 13 and 26. I am actually, now that I think about it. Sorry, I'm always trying to find out where like everything's at. We're gonna set up the untouchables right now. So untouchables for now: Logan Webb, Rafi Devers. Willie Adames is not on the untouchable list at the moment. Chapman's not on that list either. Ray's not. Let's not call up Randy Rodriguez right now. Keep Jung-Hoo Lee, Elliot Ramos on the untouchables for now. And Heltridge for sure is not on there. Now for the trade block, I do have quite a few players I want to put on this trade block. So for one, Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray is looking like he's going to be on that trade block. Ryan Walker is going to be on this trade block as well. As well as trying to find where he's at. What player am I thinking of right now? Debater. Well, for now, that'll be it. Just Robbie Ray and Walker are going to make the trade block for now. Try to see if we get any offers. If not, then oh well. Try to see. As Shane Bieber gets traded to the Atlanta Braves for Sean Murphy and Joe Jimenez. Interesting little deal right there. So we're going to look at Landon Ropp here in this game against the Dodgers. Let's go ahead and look at Landon Ropp. It looks like he's had a 6-game losing streak so far going into the season. Obviously, pretty horrific start. He's currently 0 for 6 for his last 25 and a third innings, having a 7.82 ERA and almost allowing over a 2.0 WHIP. 36 hits allowed. Definitely try to clean up his production as of late. See if we can get that done here in beautiful city of Los Angeles. Not so beautiful, actually. But his counterpart to today is going to be Justin Robleski, currently at a 2-3 record, 3.35 ERA. Hasn't been pitching too terrible, but I coming into this franchise, I knew that it was going to be a little difficult to rebuild this team due to its lack of farm system and just its current players are not good enough quite yet. But I didn't expect the Dodgers to be struggling as well. Seen earlier in the little news articles, they're currently sitting half a game behind third place in the wild card coming into the second month of the season. And Rafi Devers looks like he's picking it up a little bit. Started the month at a 212 average and only 3 homers. Has picked up his production since. Robleski gets Devers to pop up on this one. Easy little play for Andy Pages for the first out. Now Heliot Ramos, who's had himself a pretty nice start to the season. Notably what we saw earlier of opening day, the 3-run shot off of Ryan Weathers. See if we could continue to see that kind of production from Ramos. Robleski looking to put away the leadoff single as Ramos hits that one over there to the second base side and gets doubled up. As you can see by the numbers, has a pretty high walk rate. Strikeout rate hasn't been up there either. We got to face one of the deepest lineups in all of baseball, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Get Will Smith to pop up. Ramos chasing it, foul territory. Enough room to make the catch though for the first out. And now Shohei Ohtani, where he was having that huge slump, but in real life he also picked it right back up. From what I last seen, he was batting just below 300 in real life. Not Max Muncy. The power in this lineup never stops. Muncy's currently batting .322, and we're gonna have Shohei Ohtani testing the arm right there, but safe from about a mile away. Gets his 11th of the season. Now the $60 million man, Kyle Tucker. Tucker looking to extend the inning right here.
That's ball 4. Take your base.
Okay. Well, apparently the call wasn't as close as I thought it was. It didn't even bother showing
Off the plate, ball 1.
the ABS system call. Andy Pages going through a little bit of a tough stretch in real life. Also going through one in the game, only batting .215 up to this point. This is a slurve right down the middle. Fouls off another one. Still gonna be 1-2. All right, 2-2 count. Slurve right down the middle. Page's gonna roll that one up right there for the final out. Quickly 0-2.
Inside, ball 1.
1-2 count. See what Bader's got. Swings at the curveball in the dirt. Gonna be put out at first to complete the strikeout. That's gonna be Robleski's first strikeout of the game. Now he's got to face Casey Schmidt.
Ball, that's in.
Came out. And then he hits it opposite side. Miguel Rojas can't field it cleanly. It's going to be an infield single. Casey Schmidt. Outside fastball. Swung at. Tipped away though. Now 1-2 count. See if Arise got what it takes.
Ball,
Takes the inside pitch. Robleski trying not to fall behind on the rise.
That's outside.
But looks like he does. Now it's 3-2. 3-2, runner on first. See what they play it off with. It's a ground ball up the middle. Pages is going to be quickly there. Don't want to test that arm. It's going to be a single up the middle. Rise pretty good at placing the ball where he chooses to hit it at. Just hit it right up the middle. And now Matt Chapman, the runners on first and second. He rolls over on this one. It's going to be a play by Max Muncy. The throw to second is on time. Gets a rise. And Matt Chapman will reach on a fielder's choice. And Willie Adames had that 2-run shot to kickstart the opening day game. Currently batting .256 with 7 homers, 24 ribbies. See if he can continue that kind of production. Adames doesn't like that pitch right there. This could be the final challenge for the Giants. Overturned by a whisker. Adames' eyes pretty spot on for that one. Green light. Did not have the green light. Robleski just gets that outside pitch. Wasn't inside the zone, but he also didn't challenge it. 3-2. Fouled away. Chapman's going to be off on this pitch. And Adames drills that one into the left field. That one's going to hit the corner. They're sending Chapman. It is going to be a 2 RBI double for Willie Adames. Turns on that cutter inside. Looks like he was watching for the inside pitch the whole way. And now Jesus Rodriguez, the runner on second. But now to lead off in the 6 hole. You might know this guy's name. It's Freddie Freeman. Quickly 0-2 to Freddie Freeman. Challenges him with a cutter well inside the zone. Rodriguez looks to be under that one for out number 1. Landon's going to have to throw another pitch over here to Mookie. And it's an inside cutter for strike number 3. First K of the game. Now a guy seems to be struggling at the plate a lot at the moment. It's Dalton Rushing, playing left field today for the Dodgers. Turns on that inside pitch. Ramos looks to be under this one for out number 3. On the 9-hole to get on base with who's due for the top of this Dodger lineup. It's going to be He's going to pop this one up into Ramos' territory. Calls off Bader. Shohei Ohtani up. Stole a base and got on base via the Bragabrow as Muncy laces that one through the left side. As I say, nothing to really brag about. He's heating up in this series, by the way. Currently 5 for 10. Gets the out. Landon looking to put away Freeman. Chapman, that's going to second. Double play! And punches out Mookie Betts on that. I got Dalton Rushing up, who lines this one down to Adames. Count. It still adds value in the batting lineup. Takes a pretty. Landon's gonna be pitching here up into the 6th. That's the corner. Puts that one low in the zone. Quickly 0-2 count to Will Smith.
Nope.
Got him thinking about that pitch, but lays off of it. 1-2 count.
Ball, that's out.
Can't hit the outside corner. Now Landon Rupp. Inside fastball. Popped up. Rodriguez under this one. Will Smith out for the 3rd time today. Shohei Ohtani up next. Fouls away the inside slurve. Currently struggling against lefties right now. But definitely still mashing against righties. Looking at those splits.
That's ball 2.
Landon trying to continue that trend, but is currently struggling with command. In danger of his 2nd walk. Shohei swinging at that one. Strike 2. What's he got on the 3-2? We're actually going to challenge this one right here. Did Landon get the corner? And he just misses it. Ball 4. See what Landon's got.
Outside, ball 4.
Ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Landon. Now has to face Kyle Tucker. Going to be considering warming up the bullpen right now. Looks like it might be Landon's last batter that he's going to be facing in today's game. Fouls away the circle change. Quickly 0-2. Right down the middle of Tucker's late. Was not the pitch you wanted to throw Tucker right there. He fouls away the inside fastball as well. Got to think what's going to work right here, Landon. Gets the rollover. Schmidt to second. Adames to first. Double play. Escapes the jam once again. And on Kyle Tucker this time. Now Eric Lauer up to pitch. San Francisco is going to continue facing left-handed pitching. And it rolls over on the second one. Muncy's throw is going to be on time for the first out.
Next for the Giants, second baseman Casey Schmidt.
Now Casey Schmidt up to bat. 1 for 2 on the day.
Ball one.
He'll take the low pitch for a ball. Turns on that one right there. Schmidt now with a 2 for 3 day thus far.
Up next for the Giants, the designated hitter, Luis.
Now Luis Arraez up to bat. Who's very capable of punching this ball every which way. Punches it the other way. Rushing's under this one right here. That will be the second out of the inning.
Up next for the Giants.
Now Matt Chapman,
Matt Chapman.
0 for 2 on the day. Nothing. It's exactly what it's going to be. Just another base hit to put on the score box. Now Landon, it's actually going to be pitching into the 7th. It's going to be allotted only one more base runner. Pajes drills it to Devers, but it is fielded.
Up next.
Now you got to think, what pitch is he going to pull out on this one? Nearly drilled it way out there into right field. But Freddie Freeman's going to be alive for one more pitch. Pops it up. Chapman is under it for the second out. Now Mookie Betts is all what stands away from 7 complete scoreless innings for Landon Rupp. See if he can do it.
Ball.
1-1. Pitch far and away. See if he can bring it back in the zone. Mickey fouls it. Now 2-2 count to Mookie Betts. Fouled away. Fouled away again. Come on, Landon. What you got? He gets the rollover. Matt Chapman with the stop. Throw is going to be well in time to Rafi Devers. And Landon Rupp goes 7 scoreless in this game, because it has been on a pretty good hot streak in the series. Sean Cooley on first. A gap shot could score, but it's going to get underneath that pitch right there. Pajes getting the low grab on the ball. Puts out Devers. Caleb Killian.
Number 45.
Skip it a whole sees.
That's a ball.
See what Caleb's got.
Ball, that's
Out. Attack him still. Get rushing out any way he can. Still 3-2. And rushing with a 10-pitch at bat. As he rolls out one past the diving Adames. Ramos has to cut that one off. And trainer out to visit. Willie Adames has apparently suffered an injury on the previous play. Had to be removed for the game. Frost is going to be that player.
Number 50, Christian Haas.
Now runners on first and second. Got to face Will Smith. Gotta get him, and he sure does for the first out of the inning. Smith now having an 0 for 4 day, but the task doesn't get any easier. Shohei Ohtani. Now Ohtani fouling away the second pitch. Now 0-2. One-two count. Caleb.
Inside ball.
Inside cutter does not work on Ohtani. It's now 2-2 to Ohtani. Throws one down the middle. Lee looking to cut this one off. Gets over the glove. Ohtani with a 3-run shot in the top, the bottom of the eighth. Coming up clutch for LA. Caleb threw an absolute meatball down the middle. Ohtani doesn't waste that pitch. Sends it well into the sky in right field. Andy Pajes against Ryan Walker. Chapman cuts that one off to Schmidt. Double play. Ryan Walker escapes the jam. Keeps it to only a 3-2 game. But now the closer for the Dodgers. Not exactly sure who this is quite yet, but he is their current closer. It's going to be Dennis Santana. And Elliot Ramos trying to maybe clutch up one for San Francisco Giants here. Takes the inside cutter. Elliot Ramos currently 0 for 3 on the day. Swinging through the slider. 1-2 count, gotta protect. Fouling away the cutter, just right up the middle of the zone. Oh, I could have pieced that one up a little better, couldn't I have? Now taking in the outside slider. 2-2. Fouling away, staying in play. Tucker gets the first out. Now Harrison Bader. There's a lot of pop on this bat. He's got to make the contact. Gets me way out in front. Not as much pop against the righties as I thought. Got me swinging late for strike 2. Got to play patient. Laying away. 1-2 count to Harrison Bader now. Gets me swinging on the outside slider. And now everything on Casey Schmidt. See if he could clutch one up for the Giants right here. Inside slider. Timed it well. Just didn't swing through.
Nope.
1-1 count.
Ball 2.
Does not swing on the outside pitch. It's now 2-1. Drops it in the corner. It's now 2-2. Dennis Santana looking to close the game. And he does. Outside. Cutter for strike 3. It's going to be all she wrote. Dodgers walk away with a 1-run game. All thanks to the bat of Shohei Ohtani coming up clutch at the bottom of the 8th. All right, now we're just going to simulate the rest of this month right here. Do some scouting. Looks like Truman, good. It's not as good as he thinks he is. Potentially look at some catchers. But not very high ranked right here. As we do have a second base prospect. It's going to be not ranked because he is a discovered prospect. Looks to have good fielding, speed, stealing. His arm's solid. Could look into him. We could view some of the starting pitching that were just scouted. As Derek Jenkins looks to be, as promised so far, looks to be a pretty solid player in terms of overall and potential. Another player climbing up in our ranks is Rene Nunez, left-handed starting pitcher. A vast potential gap, but depending on what that looks like, could potentially draft him. David Morello, fully scouted now. We can see his potential is at 86 to 91. Hopefully that stays true if we do decide to draft him. See if anybody else has jumped up drastically. As we do have a not ranked prospect now jumped to 45, Derek Schultz. Could be a little interesting. Won't have him on my board quite yet, but he's not ranked in the MLB draft rankings, so could be somebody we look into, as well as Omar Benitez, who's pitching mid velocity with some quality. The hits per 9 are pretty solid. The Ks per 9 are okay. It's a solid pitching addition right there. Jason Swell could be another not ranked prospect that we look at deeper into the draft. So a lot of non-ranks. Could be interesting. And also looking into it, as we might as well, see if they got any international position infielders anywhere else. Doesn't look like they do. Third base. We're not in search of like a third baseman immediately, but somebody with solid fielding. It looks like William Haskett's bat might be pretty valuable from what this is showing us. The contact skills, when he is fully developed, are at a solid level, including his clutch. But his power is what intrigues me the most about him. So having really solid contact skills, having pretty much elite power, could look into him right there. We are going to do that. So we're going to go another losing week. Not racking up enough wins to get a winning week outside of the third week in May. Take a look at some of the scouting. And William is slightly worse than we thought. Still could be an interesting guy that we take later in the draft. And Peter Cohen looks to be a really good defender up in the second base position. Has quite a bit of power, not a whole lot of contact, so mainly out there for his defense. So it's not somebody that we're going to be taking early, but if he falls, could look into him. Try to take a look at some of these other guys around, like Alan McLeod. So far, we only know that he plays shortstop. The potential range is kind of vast, but he's got a lot of speed. Looks like his stealing attributes are going to be pretty solid. And he's got some solid contact skills. So if his secondary position is second base, I think Alan McLeod could look like a pretty solid prospect right there. So we're going to keep on taking L's. And Pablo Lopez gets traded to the San Diego Padres for Ramon Laureano and Cash Mayfield, who is 89th on their top 100 prospects in San Diego. Nice little trade that they got over there. And I am going to send out my trade depending on what things look like on the statistics, as we are about to be done with 2 months of baseball. And Allen has the speed, so he has what we thought he would have. His defense is going to be up there. His contact skills are going to be up there eventually. But I think we're going to use Allen, he plays everywhere in the infield, by the way. We're going to use Allen as a utility and just somebody to have on the bench for speed if we decide to pick him up. I could look at some first baseman. Interesting contact skills. Not a whole lot of speed, not a lot of defense. Could potentially be our designated hitter of the future. We look at William Haskett. Doesn't quite have the bat that we thought he did. Now that we're through 2 months of baseball, I'm going to take a look at some of our players, as Luis Ariz looks like he's on a bit of a downhill. Part of his bat right now. It's Bryce Eldridge, still remaining on top for a batting average. A lot of players batting hasn't been there. When it comes to home runs, Rafi Devers and Willie Adames leads the way at 9 apiece. Ariz leads away with the hits, stolen bases, not a whole lot to go around. The on-base percentage. Jung-Hoo Lee is actually doing really well when it comes to on-base percentage. Over 100 points over his average. You like to see stuff like that. Almost the same with Willie Adames and Rafi Devers. So the on-base percentages have been looking pretty nice for some of these players. That's still good to see. And when it comes to our pitchers, Logan Webb leads the way with 2.39 ERA through 75 in the third. So a really nice season for Logan Webb so far. Ryan Walker is also still having a really nice season. Everyone else seems like they slowly started playing to what they should have been. And Robbie Ray looks like he's on a bit of a hot streak. So some of his ratings didn't drop down as much as I thought that they would. And Landon Ropp has actually kind of lowered his ERA since that start that we had with him in LA. Looks like he went down with an injury over here in Arizona. But to end this episode, I am going to be officially putting Robbie Ray in a trade package. So we're going to be looking to move Robbie Ray right now. For a team seeking, obviously, a pitcher. So far, I could see that trade to the Baltimore Orioles right now, who do have prospects. So something we should consider. And I'll be back with that. All right, so I will be sending out this trade package right here for John Kenzie Noel. What we're trying to see right here, obviously the upside of power on his bat. Trying to see if we can maybe make that work and maybe develop it in the minor leagues right over here. And then Nate George to be a platoon outfielder. A lot of speed. His fielding is really solid. I think just like an overall, he's going to kind of develop back into like that Harrison Bader kind of build. And then Peyton Elias, something like that, who is a hell of a platoon player. Plays shortstop, second, third, and all of the outfield. Has a lot of speed. He has really good defensive skills, and his contact skills are pretty solid so far, with his clutch and vision kind of bringing up a little bit. Hasn't been doing exactly too well in the minor leagues, but there is a lot of room for him to improve. So we are going to send this trade package to the Orioles, see what they think about this, and try to negotiate around it. And it was immediately rejected. Sent out both of those. Trade got rejected. And there is a blockbuster trade. We did see it earlier in the episode that Drew Rashmanson was in the trade block for Tampa. And it looks like the Houston Astros are going to pull the trigger on that. I get the player I want. By the way, he looks like he's going to be a great DH. I think that's all he's going to be used for, but that's okay. If we take him. If we take him. There's probably plenty of first basemen that we could look at, such as Josh McGinnis, to try to get that DH spot right there. And yeah, it's just not gonna happen. I guess they're not gonna trade him away. So yeah, I mean, screw it. I'm gonna get the guy I want at least. We're gonna get Nate. And that was also rejected. Nobody wants Robbie Ray. Okay. Well, Robbie Ray might not be able to get traded. Might not. So, I'm going to try to mess around with some negotiations coming around sometime this week for Robbie Ray to get him the hell out of here. But yeah, no, it's been like a rough 2 months of baseball so far for the team, and not much development. Logan Webb has. Rafi developed a little bit, but yeah, we're definitely going to have to look at trading away some of these guys and bringing up some minor league prospects. So expect looking into the minor leagues this next episode. Until then, I'll catch you guys later.